What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we are in that glorious place where we know all of the secret rare alternate arts, really just alternate arts, so two of them are secret rare alternate arts, from BT-11, and that means we can have a good look at them. They've all been tweeted out by the lovely folks over on the official Digimon channel, which means we can take a look at all of them and try and decide which ones are worth it. And basically, the theme of this set is Bandai are trying to make us all bankrupt. It's basically a bunch of alternate art tamers, but not like the box toppers, not even close, and then a bunch of Digimon, many of whom have the tamers in. So let's start off with the tamers, because there are a few tamers coming in here. We have got a lovely alternate art of Akiho Rindo. And what we've got here is a red tamer, and of course all the tamers have Digimon on the artwork, why would they not? Hey Biyomon! And this is one where when you play, you reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add a red Digimon with vaccine and its traits among them to your hand, which we've seen things like this see a whole bunch of play. And on your turn, when you play a red Digimon with bird, avian, beast, 4 sovereigns or animal in its traits, other than sea animal, by an effect, you can suspend this tamer to give that Digimon Rush. Rush is good. We like this. We've then got a couple of blue tamers coming in here. We've got ourselves Nikolai Petrov. Start your main phase, one of your Digimon with Hououmon or Galgamon in the name games jamming. Awesome, means you won't be deleted by security Digimon. And on your turn, when an effect adds a card to your opponent's hand, you can suspend this tamer to gain a memory. We've then got Rena, who remember is a secret rare tamer. And now we've got an alternate art of a secret rare tamer, so good luck pulling this one. On play, one of your Digimon with Vmon or Vidamon in its name gains blocker and evade until the end of your opponent's turn. And on all turns, when one of your Digimon with Vidamon in its name becomes suspended, you can suspend this tamer to activate one of their when Digivolving effects, which is good. And then on your turn, once per turn, when one of your blue Digimon unsuspends, you go and gain yourself a memory, which is quite nice. We've got a green tamer, we've got an alternate art of Tiger here. All your Digimon gain 1,000 power on your turn. And also on your turn, when one of your green Digimon would Digivolve into a level 5 or higher Digimon, you can suspend this tamer to reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. Not as flashy as some of the others, giving jamming and all of that, but still a decent enough tamer. And again, the artwork on all of these, basically showing the tamers hanging out with their Digimon, is ridiculous. And we've seen the secret rare tamer, but don't forget there's a super rare tamer. We've got Mirai Mikagura here. At the start of your turn, gain a memory. And when your Digimon Digivolves into Angel Woman or Lady Devamon, if you've got one or less Digimon in play, you can suspend this tamer to play the other one for free. So if you've got an Angel Woman, you can play a Lady Devamon. If you've got a Lady Devamon, you can play an Angel Woman. Again, very, very good tamer. So yeah, lots of tamers. And in fact, what we basically got here is 5 tamers, a pair of level 5s, and then a whole bunch of level 6s. Actually, I say 5 tamers, I'm being dumb. There are 6 tamers. How could I possibly forget about Yuya Kuga? At the start of your turn, if you've got 2 or less memories, set your memory to 3. That's a fairly standard thing we've seen a lot. And when one of your Digimon Digivolves into a Digimon with Greymon in its name, you can suspend this tamer to give that Digimon 2,000 power until the end of your opponent's turn. And if you Digivolved into a same level Digimon, then that Digimon isn't affected by the effects of your opponent's option cards until the end of your opponent's turn, or next turn. So yeah, that is pretty gosh darn useful. So sorry about that, there are 6 tamers that we see coming along here. Shout out to yellow and purple, who actually get half a tamer each. Sorry about that. But hey, blue gets 2, so, you know, blame them. Now, I did mention there were a couple of level 5s. We might as well have a look at them. And they are the aforementioned Angel Woman and Devamon. So, Angel Woman here, what you've got is when Digivolving, you can search your security stack for a card with Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel in its traits, and then put it in your hand. And if you added a card to your hand, recovery +1. But do remember, obviously, you're just replacing the card. And yes, you do have to shuffle your security. because otherwise you could kind of stack your security and it'd be great. And then on your turn, once per turn, when you play Lady Devimon or Mirai Mikagura, you gain 1 memory, which is cool. But also, while you got a purple Digimon in play, all of your Digimon with Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel gain blocker, which is super useful. And it can Digivolve from yellow or purple, that's pretty important. Moving on to Lady Devimon, again you can Digivolve from purple or yellow here. And when Digivolve, you can trash a card from your hand to return a Mirai or 1 card with Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel in its traits from your trash to your hand. And when you play Angel Woman or Mirai, you gain a memory. And then on your opponent's turn, while you have a yellow Digimon in play, all of your Digimon with Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel gain retaliation. Bearing in mind, Angel Woman's given them blocker, so you can redirect the attack to yourself, and then they go down as well because you've got retaliation. That sounds pretty gosh darn useful. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we've got, as one would expect, a whole bunch of level 6s. So we've got a Phoenixmon, and one thing to point out here is, the regular art of Phoenixmon does come in with the Tamer in the artwork. So you can see there that Akihorindo is just in the artwork. Well, the alternate art here comes in as well with the same Tamer in the artwork. So on your turn, once per turn, when a card is removed from your opponent's security, you can activate one of this card's on deletion effects, and there's a bunch of inherited ones you'll want to use as well. And on deletion, you can play a red Digimon with bird, avian, beast, 4 sovereigns or animal in its traits, other than sea animal, and 3,000 or less from your hand without paying its memory cost. But for every red tamer you have in play, you add 2,000. So with 2 red tamers in play, you can play a 7,000 power or less Digimon for free, as long as it had the relevant trait, which is pretty gosh darn good. We then have another red level 6 coming in here. We have got Shoutmon X7, although yes, I know it is dual colour red and white. That has not escaped me. That's got Rush and Material Save 4. And when you play, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with power less than or equal to this Digimon's power. And on all turns, for every 2 cards in your Digivolution cards, you gain 1,000 power. And you've got Digicross 2 with Omnishoutmon, Z-Greymon, Ballistamon, Duralmon, Starmons, and Sparrowmon. The best case scenario, and it's not going to happen often, but the best case scenario here is essentially you have 6 Digimon you play under it, you've got a 2-cost Digimon with Rush, and you get to delete a Digimon with 16,000 power or less, because you'll have 6 Digimon in your evolution sources, so you're raising the power by 3. There is a lot of potential. And then we've got Marsmon as well, which has got Charge. Remember, that's the new keyword skill. When you attack, you may switch the target of the attack to one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon with the highest power. When Digivolving, you've got Blitz. And on your turn, once per turn, when the attack target of this Digimon switches, you unsuspend. Yay, second attack. And gain a memory for each red tamer you have in play. I love the super rares in this set. I think they might be the strongest ones we've had so far. Moving over into blue, we have a couple of level 6s coming in here as well, including the rather lovely Old Force Vidramon. Fun little fact, there's only 2 blue level 6s in the set, and they do actually both get an alternate art. And once again, you got Rena in the artwork, just like on the regular art of this card. When Digivolving, you can play a blue tamer from your hand for free, which is obviously a really, really good skill. On your turn, when you play a blue tamer, you unsuspend this Digimon, which is clearly amazing. And on your turn, once per turn, when this Digimon becomes unsuspended, return one of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon to its owner's hand, but increase the maximum level you can target by 1 for each blue tamer you have in play. So again, just a phenomenal battery of skills here. We've then got Mirage Galgamon. When Digivolving, you return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon to their hand, but if you didn't return any Digimon, your opponent adds the top card of their security to their hand. Which sure, they get a card, but you get closer to winning, so that seems like a good thing for you. And then on all turns, once per turn, when an effect adds a card to your opponent's hand, you gain 1 memory for every 4 cards in your opponent's hand. So again, these cards are just looking awesome. Now, unfortunately, when it comes to yellow, there was no tamer. Well, half a tamer. And there's no level 6, just the level 5 we've already looked at. Yellow are not doing well in this set for alternate arts. Sorry to any yellow fans out there. Green aren't doing much better though. We saw Tiger a minute ago, and the only one we've got here is Digimon. Now, I did show you this one the other day. It was one of the first ones revealed. I love the artwork on this card. It's absolutely phenomenal. And what Digimon does here is when Digivolving, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You can play a tamer for free. And you place the remaining cards at the top or bottom of your deck in any order, which is kind of like stacking the deck, or making sure that the bad cards you don't want are at the bottom. Either way, huge consistency boost. And then when attacking once per turn, for every green and or black tamer you've got in play, reveal the top card of your deck. And you may play any number of green and or black Digimon with a play cost combined of 10 or less for free. So in theory, you're playing a bunch of stuff here, and that is awesome. Now, moving over into black, we do have a couple of level 6s, one pure, one dual color. Obviously, the pure one we've got here is Galacticmon. This is, of course, one of your secret rare Digimon, and this one is kind of amazing. You Digivolve as a 9 cost from Snatchmon if you so wish. When Digivolving, you may place up to 4 Vemon from your trash at the bottom of this Digimon's Digivolution cards, and then if you've got 8 or more in total, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. And as we looked at the other day, do make sure, if there's these cards you want to know more about, do make sure you have a look at the channel. I have covered, I think, pretty much all of these in pretty good detail. But basically, you should have 8 by the time you get to Galacticmon. And then on all turns, when this Digimon would leave play, you can prevent it from leaving play by returning 4 Vemon from your Digivolution cards at the bottom of your deck. And given that I've just told you should have 8, that's 2 saves. Job's a good un. Oh yeah, and at the start of your main phase, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack, bearing in mind they have to basically try 3 times before they can get it off the field. That seems like a win for you, ladies and gentlemen. This seems like a good thing. We've also got BlackWargreymon X-Antibody. We had to wait a while for it to come along, so yay for the alternate art. And what we've got coming in here is you can Digivolve it as a 2 cost from BlackWargreymon, and it's got Reboot. And on your opponent's turn, once per turn, when your opponent's Digimon with the highest power attacks, you may switch the target to this Digimon. And on your opponent's turn, once per turn, when a Digimon becomes unsuspended, if this Digimon's got BlackWargreymon or the option card X-Antibody in its Digivolution cards, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. So you're basically deleting the lowest Digimon every turn, yours and your opponent's. That is going to add up pretty quickly indeed. And then finishing off, having a little bit of a look at purple, we do have a couple of level 6s coming in here, including your Mervamon. Now, this one, when you would play this card, you can also use cards from your trash to Digicross, and it can Digicross -3 any Digimon card with Crossheart in its traits. And given that you can use the trash, that pretty much makes it always an 8 cost, 12,000 power card, which is great. On play or when Digivolving, you can play a purple level 4 or lower, or a level 4 or lower Digimon with Crossheart in its traits from your trash for free. And then if you're Digicrossing, you can add 1 to the number of cards you can play with this effect, which is nuts. And then on all turns, all of your Digimon with Retaliation or with Crossheart in their traits also gain Rush and Blocker. So in theory, you're playing a whole bunch of cards with Rush, which sounds like a very, very good thing indeed. Oh yeah, and then obviously we got Bankrupt coming in here as well. We got a super rare Bankrupt. It was always going to get an alternate art. And what we've got here is on play or when Digivolving, if your opponent has 1 or fewer Digimon in play, look at your opponent's hand and trash a card. If your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, place one of your opponent's Digimon under another one of your opponent's Digimon as its bottom Digivolution card. Sounds annoying. And then on all turns once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon Digivolves, or when an effect adds cards to an opponent's Digimon's Digivolution cards, you can trash 1 card in this Digimon's Digivolution cards to trash the top card of their security. And we've seen time and again that getting rid of your opponent's security using a skill is a good thing. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have 18 different alternate arts. I do have a Japanese box of BT-11 pre-ordered. Obviously, if you saw my box opening of the X-02, somehow I ended up getting both the alternate art secret rares in one box. I'd kind of like that to happen again, honestly. I don't think it's going to. But honestly, some of these are amazing. Your Phoenixmon alternate art is obviously absolutely stunning. All of the tamers here are great. I love the art on the Digimon here. So there's a lot of good cards that you can grab. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about this. I want to know which is your favourite. I want to know anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Digimon and card games and all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord and chat with us, all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing is always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.